the penalties and the turnovers that we've seen in the first part of this game, and especially in the first quarter.
Absolutely, Joe, but on the other hand, most teams that would turn the ball over 3 times in the first quarter would be trailing at some point.
Sorensen back to pass, got plenty of time, steps up. And just incomplete there as intended for Lux across the middle. Just a little timing problem.
It's actually kind of a delayed route, and I think he thought Lux was going to break it straight across the field instead of running more of a post-type pattern.
And again, Lux wide open there. We've seen a number of wide open receivers for the Tigers here tonight. And that time, Sorensen did make the right decision, did go to the wide open guy, but just couldn't connect. I formation this time from the Tigers, which we haven't seen tonight. Heathcote, the fullback, and Jones going to jump over the initial guy there, but be knocked back.
Gained about 2 on the forward progress before he got knocked back.
Dangerous play there for Jones, trying to jump over the defender. You see one of the young fans there catches her football. Good job there.
Always a good time at the ball game for the young fans.
Tigers now facing 3rd down and 9. Or we'll call it maybe 8.5. At their own 23-yard line. So certainly a dangerous position here for the Tigers. Don't want to turn it over. Take the handoff, little play action. And he's got a wide open receiver. It's caught at the 45.
That's
midfield,
Lux.
The 40, the 30, the 20. And Lux is going to go in for the touchdown.
That was a good block by Hamilton there. He made sure he got the one man that might catch him, and he got in front of him.
78-yard touchdown on 3rd down and 8 for the Tigers. Huge play
mix
there.
it up among the different players. Watch the replay here. Take a look at this.
This time, great pass by Sorensen. Gets it over the defender's head. And Lux goes up and gets that ball. And
watch this block here by Hamilton. He's going to get in front of the only man.
Good job there by Hamilton.
A good, clean block on him.
So Gibson on to attempt the point after. Kick is up. And the kick is good. 9:46 to play here in the first half. 21-0 for the Tigers. Back after these messages.
It's a great day to be a Razorback. Since 1884, the Texarkana, Arkansas School District has been preparing our children to become lifelong learners in a changing and challenging world. TASD offers a safe and nurturing environment for students K through 12. Both students and graduates know the feeling of Razorback pride based on a well-rounded foundation of both education and spirit. From the mastery and application of core subjects to a college prep international curriculum, the Texarkana, Arkansas School District is a district of choice. The honor is ours. The choice is yours.
Force Chevrolet is a proud sponsor of every Arklatex high school football team and would like to say, go teams, go! And go further with the new 2007 Motor Trend Truck of the Year, the all-new Chevy Silverado. At Orr Chevrolet, you always get more service, more selection, and more savings. Score big with your hometown dealership. Orr Chevrolet, Texarkana Chevy Central, and proud sponsor of high school football in the Arklatex.
If you're not completely satisfied, call me on my cell phone.
You get more at Orr.
21-0 for the Tigers here at Tiger Stadium at Grimm Park as Gibson getting some practice in here, kicking the football as he kicks it off again for the Tigers.
And again, folks, if you haven't been watching the game, the Tigers turned the ball over 3 times in the first quarter, and yet they still lead 21-0. So just an all-outstanding performance by the Tiger defense.
Gibson angling the ball to the sideline, and it does go out of bounds at the 15-yard line. The Eagles will get a chance here to make a decision whether they want to take it at the 35 or they want to re-kick.
I believe I take it at the 35,
at the 35-yard line.
Now, the last couple of possessions, or at least maybe the possession before last, the Eagle offense started exploiting those little short seam routes, those 8-yard passes where the receiver catches it 7 or 8 yards down the field and runs for about 9 or 10 more yards. And it worked real well till they got inside the 20. Let's see if they go back to that or if they start trying to throw the ball deep down the field again.
Actually, the ball marked at the 30 and it's kicked out of bounds here in high school football. So the Eagles will take it at the 30, first and
Frankly,
10.
If that's the case, I might kick it out of bounds every time.
Absolutely. Of course, after 4 or 5 times, you know, I don't know.
I mean, keeping the other team to their 30-yard line on a kickoff return is just fine at high school football.
Simmons back to pass. Got a lot of time this time. Going to try to run it, but maybe he only gets 2 yards. On the tackle, Sherrod Dawson for the Tigers.
And Joe, Simmons has a decent arm, but you know, his speed is not the kind that's going to, you know, break those 25, 30-yarders. When he does take off running, he's going to get 4 or 5 at the most.
Quick snap that time as Ray takes it on a little stretch play, and Ray going to pick up some positive yards, but he'll be about 3 yards short. Again, kind of a quick snap there for the Eagles.
They haven't had very many 3rd and shorts, Joe.
Again, quick snap. Simmons going to roll out to his left, throw down the field, and intercepted. Good play there by Alvin Ray for the Tigers. And Ray, there really could have been pass interference called on the Eagles there.
It's number 1 for the Eagles. Actually went down, and I don't know if he just tripped or what, but he actually interfered with the Tiger defender.
But the Tigers get the football anyway on the interception.
Take a look at the replay here.
Ray, we'll see here coming up. I don't know if we'll see it. Well, right there, we saw the end of it, but Ray does a good job of getting his feet in bounds and getting the turnover for the Tigers, who had been turning it over themselves, but they do pick up a gift there from the Eagles. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers at their own 43-yard line. This time Sorensen under center. Going deep to Hamilton again, and just this time overthrown. Good coverage this time by Jonathan King. And you know, Ray, they understand that they're going to Hamilton. That time they did have single coverage down there.
Right, but well covered, really was.
No, the Tigers 2nd and 10 here, been able to throw the football very, very well. We talked about last week how against Sulphur Springs that the Eagles gave up 450 yards passing. So the Tigers certainly trying to do that as well here tonight. Little bunch formation to the right this time for the Tigers. A great shot there of Sorensen under center. Hand the ball off to Jones. Jones running the football up the middle to about the 47-yard line. They'll give him a 4-yard pickup. You know, Ray, the Tigers have run the football really well recently and have not thrown the football very well. This week, Coach Barry Norton said that they were really going to emphasize the pass, and they've done that here in the first half.
They have, absolutely. And frankly, until Lindale stops the pass, I think you should. I think it's good coaching, good decision-making to take advantage of the fact that the Lindale Eagles are not covering the pass very well.
3rd down, 6 now for the Tigers. Sorensen in the shotgun. 2 men split out to the right. Sorensen back to pass. It's going to be sacked this time, back at the 35-yard line.
By the time the Eagles brought 6 players, they actually dropped 1 back, but on a delay. But just blitzed in and they overwhelmed the Tiger offensive line. So good play by that Eagle defense. And the Tigers are going to be forced into their first punting situation of the entire game.
You know that the Tigers offensive staff will look at that, Ray, and next time they've got a 3rd and 6 or 7, you're going to see a little screen or draw, and it'll go for big yardage.
I agree.
Micah Ramage set to punt it away for the Tigers. It'll be his first punt of the night. Standing at his own 22-yard line. Lawrence is back deep for the Eagles. Low snap, picks it up. Good job there.
Gets off a nice punt.
Very good punt, taken at the 21-yard line. Back to the 25, the 30, the 35, and finally corralled at the 40-yard line over there by Bo Horner. But a good return.
There's a penalty flag down at the line of scrimmage.
19-yard return there for Lawrence.
It's going to be an illegal procedure against the Tigers, but it looks like it might be declined. Let's take a look. It will be declined.
I would decline it if I were the Eagles. They've got good field position at the 40-yard line.
You know, we noticed that the Eagles were snapping the ball just as soon as the official blew the whistle to start the play clock. And, Joe, I think it's that they figure they need every second of this game down 21-0 already.
Try to get as many offensive plays as you possibly can in there. Of course, they run the no huddle anyway, but we've seen them snap the ball on a quick count, trying to catch the Tigers back on their heels. 1st and 10 here for the Eagles. Jackson in motion. This time Simmons going to roll out to his right. He's got plenty of time and delivers it over there. And I think it's caught
It's
at
caught.
the 43-yard line.
Picks up 2, maybe 3 yards, but I believe it's about 2.
And,
Coach
you know,
Norton not happy about it.
we talked about Simmons rolling out to his left. He looks much more comfortable rolling out to his right and throwing the football. Does a good job there, buying time, looking for the open receiver. Short completion, but again, we had heard that the Eagles were very good on the screens and on the short passes. We're not seeing very many screens, but they're starting to hit that short passing game here.
It's been interesting, though, how many times they have sprinted Simmons out to his left, even though he's a right-handed quarterback.
This time Simmons just straight back. Pass is going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line.
Great physical play there by number 21 for the Tigers.
Jordan Strickland again.
Really goes up and just takes the ball.
Strickland, the young man we saw in the first quarter with a big hit on the Eagle receiver, and that time, great job. We'll see here, Strickland going up. He's beat on the play, but he just goes up and takes it right out of the air. Great job there defensively.
Full extension and perfect timing.
And I think the coaches will probably excuse him.
Tiger fans starting to bundle up tonight a little bit.
I think the coaches will excuse Strickland on that one, Ray. Yeah, but he's beat a step or two, but he goes up and gets the interception. So 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Back at their own 40-yard line. Handed off, a little draw play here to Jones. He got some running room midfield, the 40, the 35, cuts back at the 30, and all the way down inside the 15 to about the 10-yard line goes Leroy Jones.
And that's the explosiveness that we've come to see this year out of Leroy Jones, and we knew that sooner or later it had to manifest itself, and there you see it.
50-yard pickup there for Jones. And Ray, as we talked about early in the ball game, you start throwing those passes successfully like that. You go out, you throw out in the flats, you throw to the sidelines. All of a sudden, you're spreading your defense out, and there you saw Jones exploit that.
Oh, you start seeing safeties and you start seeing cornerbacks lined up 8 yards, 9 yards off the line of scrimmage, and there's just going to be a lot of room to operate up there.
So 1st and goal for the Tigers. Ball marked right at the 10-yard line. Fake the handoff. This time Sorensen rolling out and delivers the football. Touchdown.
And that is Lux. No, that is
Heathcote.
Heathcote.
And a good job there. That time, left-handed quarterback rolling to his right. He squares his shoulders and he delivers the football perfectly.
That's right. And right in full stride, just absolutely perfect.
So the Tigers back on the scoreboard here and make quick work of that turnover by the Eagles. Heathcote to hold here for Gibson. Great shot there of Gibson from our camera in the end zone, and the kick is up and good. 6:13 to play here in the first half. 28-0 for the Tigers. Back after a word from our sponsors.
Fine Mexican dining awaits you at Tamales in Texarkana. Come join our courteous wait staff and be treated with a fine meal in our relaxing, smoke-free environment. At Tamales, we use only the highest quality ingredients and the freshest produce in our entrees. We didn't invent Tex-Mex, but we have made it our priority to offer you the best tasting, freshest Mexican food around. Tamales, now in 2 locations.
Own your own financial institution, Texar. It's your very own federal credit union, Texar. Pay lower rates on your loans, get more on savings accounts. It's like a bank, but one you own. That's what Texar's all about. Texar, it's where your friends are.
Back here at Tiger Stadium, Texarkana football being brought to you by KLFI, and certainly want to thank our sponsors, Guarantee Bond Bank, Pizza Inn, Beach Street First Baptist Church, and all the other fine sponsors you see throughout the evening. High kickoff this time, taken at the 11, back to the 20, the 25, a little running room there, out to about the 29-yard line.
let's not forget about Coca-Cola. They give us those fine Coca-Cola products every week, and we really appreciate it.
Brandon Brown on the tackle for the Tigers. But the Eagles will start with pretty good field position at the 29-yard line. Now, the Eagles, Ray, have had a little bit more success here as they've gotten into the game, throwing the football. They had very little success early on. Just the timing was off there. Even though they've thrown the ball better, they're not gotten any points.
There's too many. Okay. They've got 4 receivers to the left and 1 to the right.
Kind of a diamond-shaped formation over here. It's going to be a screen pass to Jackson and read very well by the Tigers.
And the Tiger defenders just overwhelmed the blockers. Those receivers just could not block them.
And Tigers knew what was coming right there. Good job there by the Tigers defensively. Pick up 2 yards, but that really could have gone for a lot more. 2nd down 8 now for the Eagles. Simmons back in the shotgun. Good snap. Back to pass. It's going to be sacked back at the 21-yard line.
Just did not have time to even look for an open receiver.
Jacoby Thomas on the tackle for the Tigers, along with Bo Horner. So again, that time pressure right up the middle, Ray. We've not seen the Tigers blitz very much, but they did it right there.
Well, Joe, and one thing is the defensive linemen are no longer even having to worry about the run. The Tigers are not even concerned in the least that Lindale might run the ball.
3rd down now for the Eagles, 3rd and 17 after the sack. Simmons back in the shotgun. Got 4 receivers out again. A lot of pressure. And Simmons is going to run the football and going to be hit at the 31, well short of the 1st down.
But he picks up about 10 yards, maybe, or 9 yards.
And Montre Williams on the tackle, but a good job defensively there for the Tigers, as the Tigers kind of lost a little containment, but certainly with a 3rd and 17, you can afford to do that a little bit. And
yeah, again, he's, as we said earlier, he's a good athlete, but he's not so fast that he's a threat to run for 20 or 30 yards. If he takes off running, that's just about the most he's going to get.
So 4th and 7 for the Eagles. Punt to be taken at the 37 by Strickland, back at the 40. Knocked out of bounds at the 46-yard line.
Big hit there on
36 of the Eagles.
That's right.
Stone. It was stoned over there on the sideline.
That's right. Number 19 for Texas High, and that is Cody Baker delivered that hit, and it was very effective.
So the Tigers again get the football at their own 47-yard line. 4:28 to play here in the 1st half. They're already leading 28-0 over the Eagles. And you know, Ray, the Tigers would love to get a score here very quickly again. Wouldn't be surprised if they throw it way down the field here.
Got a reverse going. No,
Got a little reverse here to Hamilton, who's got some blockers at midfield. And knocked down at about the 47, a 6-yard pickup.
Number 1 there, Logan Lawrence for the Eagles, did a good job of staying with it. He was blocked, but once he was kind of knocked off his feet, the blocker left him, and he got right back to his feet and made the tackle.
You know, one of the things, Ray, we were looking at before the ball game, looking at the lineups there, we noticed that Lindale had a number of guys going both ways, and certainly you get into the 2nd half, you're going to see some tired young men there for the Eagles.
They got to be dragging along about now.
2nd down 4 for the Tigers.
Everybody within 6 yards of the line of scrimmage. Tigers are going to
hand the football off. They're going to have the 1st down. And that is Quentin Lee, the ball carrier.
And we've heard Quentin Lee gives the Tigers another weapon there.
And a flag down at the 40.
It's a very, very late flag. Somebody being unsportsmanlike, but I don't know which team.
Officials talking it over there. Not sure what happened. The play's over with. The guys going back to the huddles, and flag for an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Got to think it's going to be on the Eagles, but we'll wait and see.
They pointed it towards Texas High.
Coach Norton over here on the sideline certainly going to want an explanation for that one. He's getting his explanation right here. There you see him. And certainly no argument from Coach Norton.
No, so whatever the explanation was, it satisfied Coach Norton as to why the penalty was called. And I'm sure that steps will be taken to correct whatever behavior caused that penalty.
So first and 10 for the Tigers. The march back to their own 46.
Ball thrown just a little bit behind Lux.
Post-play penalty, so it still resulted in a first down, but they did have to go back 15 yards. And you mentioned Lux there trying to get turn around, get the ball, but just a little behind him. So second down 10 now for the Tigers, back at their 46-yard line, where the original line of scrimmage was. Where they started this drive from. So second down 10 now. 3:27 to play in the first half. 28-0 for the Tigers. Down the middle and intercepted at the 30. Back to the 35. And going to finally be stopped at the 36-yard line. And
there's
that's Will Kyle.
A flag way back here in the backfield.
And that'll be a penalty on the Tigers.
And a hat, by the way. A flag and a hat.
I'm sure the Eagles will decline it. And Texas High offensive lineman acting like it may be on the Eagles. We'll see the replay here. Sorensen back to pass, overthrown and tipped and intercepted over there by the Eagles.
We're not going to see what caused the penalty because it's just not in the screen.
Kyle makes the interception, returns it to the 41, but a big discussion there from the officiating crew.
And you know, those kind of interceptions are so frustrating for the quarterback too, because the ball was delivered and it got tipped. You know, it wasn't thrown to the other team. It wasn't a bad throw. It just wasn't quite catchable, or the receiver couldn't bring it in, and it ends up being tipped to the defender.
We've got a big discussion right now. You got to think that there's two penalties here.
Well, you had a flag and a hat.
And you got to think it's on opposing teams. And if that's the case, it's going to be all settling penalties, and we'll have second down
That's
again.
Right. See, if an official calls a penalty and throws his flag, and then he sees another penalty, he then will throw his hat. And frankly, you know, if you get a couple of more, he may be shoeless and sockless by the time it's all over.
A big discussion here, and it's got to be, they're got to be trying to determine which one occurred first, if there was a post play penalty or whatever it might be.
If they're offsetting against both teams, you know, that would be a great deal for Texas High. If it's offsetting penalties during the play, it comes back to Texas High ball on second down again.
And we'll take a break here while they decide this, and we'll be back after these messages.
Get 3.99% financing right now at McKinnon Honda. 3.99% financing on 07 Honda TRX 250 TMs, and they're priced at just $28.49. 3.99% financing on 07 Honda TRX 420 FMs. Honda Power for only $47.87. McKinnon Honda will meet or beat any advertised price in the Arklatex. So don't wait. Go to your happy place, McKinnon Honda, and McKinnonHonda.com in Texarkana. Honda, best on earth.
Yes.
Back here at Tiger Stadium as Coach Norton still getting an explanation here. We saw the signal, face mask against the Eagles, personal foul against the Tigers, and ejection. And I got to believe it was number 78, Ray, Andrew Kelly.
And I believe what's going to, you know, we're not going to see it on our screen because we already saw that it wasn't that area. But I'll bet you that somebody grabbed him by the face mask and tackled him by it, and he got up and gave him a little shot. And so the bad part was that he got ejected from the game.
Yeah, if you punch another player, they're going to eject you from the ball game.
You know, I mean, that's just speculation, folks. We did not see it. But we do know Andrew Kelly was the one the official was talking to, and he was nodding his head and took his helmet off as he